like on displaying their, yeah, fine,
I mean, right now, don't worry, no one's watching this live telecast,
just in
but
case.
we can share it. I think somewhere eventually, but I just have to
Right.
do a.
Yeah. The
Okay,
whole point was to be we'll be sharing this over Starknet India just to get more traction and a lot more developers coming in. Yeah.
okay. I think it has started live streaming.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can see this live symbol, YouTube live symbol.
okay, perfect. Okay,
Yep.
so sub6.eth has also joined, and then OCD Bytes from Cardinal has also joined us.
Right.
Okay, I think just in the interest of time, we should start off, no?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Otherwise,
Uh, yeah. So hey guys, firstly, the whole point of this call is to have like an Indian exploration team. So I did have like a call with the Starknet Africa team, and they have something really cool stuff going on there, and they do have like their own exploration team over there. It's like they started off with a very simple project, and now they are extending that to Lens protocol, migrating the Lens protocol onto Starknet. So I thought maybe we as a region, Starknet India, can pull in a lot of developers, and we could start off some really exciting projects. So that's the whole point of this call. And we could maybe like start off the call with initially with introductions of everyone, and then the second phase would be more of trying to pitch on ideas if you guys have any. And then further, after pitching the ideas, maybe we could take like a week, and we could discuss about the ideas that we spoke about during the call and in the Telegram group as well. And then once we have like a solid idea, maybe we can take that to a proposal phase, and then we can get stuff started. So that's the whole point. Yeah, Gyan, please add in if there's anything that I've missed out. Rehan as well.
I think that's just about it. Like basically, we'll be, I suppose, will be a smaller, close knit group where,
Yep.
uh, if we are building a few, like we want to support builders from India who are building, who want to build seriously. So if there are smaller number of people, I think we can offer more support in terms of what you need, and what, how we can connect you and stuff like that, because all of us have limited bandwidth. And I know that many of you have actually worked on Starknet in the past, but we have not been able to actively support you. But now that we have more, I mean, I was the only one from India until now, and now that we have more people, I think it gives me also the bandwidth to kind of lean on Rehan and Akash, and we three can just split the work amongst ourselves when it comes to providing more support. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we haven't done anything like this so far. Otherwise, I feel like we would have been way ahead also as compared to some other countries on the map, but just that we didn't have the bandwidth to support as much. So that is one. And then the second is also, at least I can say from a SNF perspective, that there are lots more programs that we are launching, in when it comes to the support side of things. Like I know some of you already are familiar with the hacker houses that we have launched in the past, so that program has will continue to run. Then we have smaller builder grants, that program also will continue to run. But now we are launching bigger programs to support startups. So there'll be seed grants, there'll be like the propulsion program that was announced. So hopefully you will also get like a larger amount of support rather than just trying to build and then kind of figure out, oh, where do you go for the next steps kind of thing. So yeah, so there'll be more support both from a hopefully from a monetary, but as well as from from a contact perspective, how you can do that. So this is a good time also to start building on Starknet. There is good amount of traction, like the tokens have released from all aspects. I think it's a good time to build some nice projects.
Yeah, I guess Yana's pretty much covered, and she's also spoken about the programs that we also have. So I mean, anyone who's got any idea, you guys can are open to pitch it out, and this could also be a way through which we also understand that what you guys are building on, and we could also maybe provide you guys extra support in terms of monetary. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the whole point of having like a Starknet exploration team is like us, us going forward with one single project, and building it on building it through Only Dust. I mean, having all these contributions through Only Dust, and this could also be a way through which, where we start out having more meetups and hackathons. I mean, more meetups and events, and we could, explicitly ask Indian builders to start contributing onto this particular project in a way that in a way that we do start creating out issues in such a way that any builder trying to come into our ecosystem will also be able to solve it. So this would be like a good step for them to come into our ecosystem. But in the same time, we'll not be, we at the same time we'll also be keeping up the pace on developing the actual product itself. So that's the whole idea, right? So I guess maybe we all could start off with an introduction, and yeah, maybe, and then we can go to like an ideation phase. Yep. So
I can
yeah,
kickstart.
yeah.
Hi folks, I'm Rehan. I just joined the Starkware team 3 days ago. Before this, I used to work. I used to work in VC, and before that, I used to work for an Indian startup called Apna. That's my background. I got into crypto about 2 years ago when I moved to London, and from that point onwards, I've just been hooked onto it. Um, I ended up joining Starkware because my conviction in crypto just kept on growing. Yeah, I mean, I joined primarily because I love supporting builders and founders and doing some serious work, and this seems to be the platform to do it. Um, yeah, when it's the time to build, so yeah, that's me.
Good to hear, Rehan. Uh, Anyone else next? Yep.
Yeah, go.
Thanks, Thiru. Good to hear. Uh, yeah, Satyam, I guess you can go on next.
Sorry, I didn't get it. You
Yeah,
said
yeah. I
me?
was saying
Okay,
you
okay.
can.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Satyam. I'm a software developer, and I've been in the Web3 for about 3 years. I worked in Ethereum ecosystem, mainly as a front-end developer. And I came to know about the Starknet and other L2s about last year in September. So I decided to like, okay, make some projects and just to see what it is about. So yeah, I came to Starknet Hacker House. It was like the real introduction for me for about Starknet, like what it is and how to build the project. I meet a lot of cool folks. A couple of them are here, Ayush, Akash, Jan. Yeah, since then, I've been contributing to Dojo. Dojo is a gaming, you can say like, gaming framework, just like React is for the JavaScript. That's like the best definition for the Dojo. So you can build on-chain games on the Starknet with the help of Dojo. And I've been contributing to their client-side repository for about 3 4 months. And we have won May. So May and in one of my team, Akash was also there. We won back-to-back two hackathons, two Dojo game jams. So recent one also we won for the mainnet tracks, and we built a couple of cool games there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Super excited to build something meaningful with all of you guys. Yeah,
Good to hear, Satyam.
thanks.
Uh, yeah. Anyone else going on next?
We have some other folks we can't see on the video. Maybe
Hey,
we
hey,
go next.
So,
I'll probably
hey,
switch on the video next time. Hey, Akash. So I'm Venkat. I work for Hashtag. I lead the technology here mostly. I'm a full stack plus a blockchain dev. I have been working on Starknet for about 1.5 years now, and mostly my exposure is in DeFi. So I'm here to connect with the Indian folks, and maybe if I get some ideas, I'll definitely share. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Venkat. Uh, Anyone else? Maybe Zephyrin, Sub Six. You guys want to go on?
Yeah, hi guys.
We can't hear you, Zephyrin.
Okay, hello. Am I?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, hi guys. My name is Jeffrin. So yeah, even I work in hashtag as well. I work as a blockchain developer. So it's been about 1.5 year, I guess, since I've been working in hashtag. Yeah, yeah, looking forward contributing and like
Thanks, Zephyrin.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Ayush, do you want to
Audible?
go? Yeah, Sub Six. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so myself, Anubhav, I'm from Bihar and I'm in final year of college. And it's been like 2 years into blockchain space, and I've been through like a lot of hackathons and build projects, mostly on the like EVM compatible chains. Where like 9 months ago, I joined Hashtag as a blockchain intern, and there I worked as a Caro developer. So like yeah, like if you talk about like Starknet, yeah, I mean like involved from like 9 years, I mean 9 months. And right now, I mostly do like audits for both Cairo and EVM, public contests, and those things. Yeah, so that's all. Yeah.
Thanks, Sub Six. Uh, Maybe Ayush, you want to go next?
Well, I'm Ayush. I'm also working full time on Starknet for the past, I'll complete 1 year on July. Yeah, for around a year. And yeah, I'm like more of a, I work on dApps, so I'm a front end and a Cairo developer. I contribute majorly on Starknet ID. I work full time there, so I am actively working on Starknet questions, Starkurabu, and everything which Starknet ID is building. And besides that, I've worked on some previous only desk projects, which Starknet exploration team has revealed. So yeah, happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Ayush. Uh, who else is left? I guess OCD bites.
And Mohit also just joined.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I can't turn my video on right now.
No
Next
worries.
time I'll surely turn on the video. So I've been in Starknet, you can say, since 1 year. I worked at Hashtag for 11 months, and before that, I was working at several pre startups. And right now, I'm at Carnot and bringing Madara to big masses and actively contributing in Keep Starknet Change projects. So, yeah, this is about me. Really nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Mohit, you want to go next?
Everyone, Mohit, and I've been contributing to Starknet for like past 6 months only, and right now I'm working with Madara team only. I'm working on Madara orchestrator to send transaction from Madara's app chain as a blob to Ethereum. So sorry for a lot of technicalities, but this is what I'm working on right now, and I have a full-time job. I'm working in an Vadvani AI company. It's a NGO. We work for like government of India and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mohit. I guess it's just me and Gyan now. Uh, Gyan, do you want to go or should I go on?
Yes, I can go because Akash is leading the call, so
No,
I will
nothing like that.
go towards the end. But anyways, hi everyone. My name is Gyan, and I'm based in Bangalore. So I've been in the Starknet ecosystem since mid 2022. I also started with the hackathon during HCC, and our team won the third place in the Encode Club hackathon. Since then, I've just been contributing for a while, and then last year I started working with Starkware as their DevRel in Feb 2023, and I transitioned to the Starknet Foundation in September 2023. So I continue working in the DevRel team. I mostly work a lot on Hacker Houses, which is a program that we started last year, and a bit of building content for Starknet book. If you have seen that, that's one of the go-to resources to learn things about Starknet. I contribute to that project, and then everything else between delivering workshops, managing folks to help them get upskilled in Cairo, and then I'm also managing a new program called Biddle Camp, which will start after base camp. So that's something that I'll be managing as every base camp support kind of comes together. We also have a small ambassador program that we are piloting this time, and it's a closed program because it's in the experimental stage. But I just wanted to share that with you all because I had two ambassadors and one of them dropped out. So if you are looking to one of the ambassadors, just reach out to me. I know Tiru is already hosting like a bunch of meetups and stuff. So, Tiru, you don't have to apply for the ambassador program. You're already semi ambassador. But I'm looking for someone from the northern part of India. And mostly you will have to like host meetups and such. That's the bigger problem statement. Okay, Satyam. Okay, I will reach out to you for this. So we are just piloting this program for this 3 months, and then if all goes well, hopefully we can sort of continue on a larger scale. That's the idea. That's one of the things that I'm doing as well in India, and then hope to expand more in India, get more builders and things like that. That's what I think this initiative can bring as well.
Thank you, Gyan. I guess I'll go now. So hey guys, just like Zephyrin and Venkat, even I started off from. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even I started off from hashtag, and that's how I got into the whole Starknet ecosystem. And now I've been into Starknet ecosystem for about more than a year. So I started developing within the Cairo one. So I've been working mostly as a smart contract developer, and after hashtag, I joined in router protocol where I was like the only Cairo developer there, trying to integrate Starknet. So the whole point was to enable cross-chain transactions between other EVM and non-EVM chains and between Starknet. So I had built all the contracts and the orchestrators and relayers for them. And after that, I joined in Nethermind. I was working there as a security researcher as an intern, and then I also had like a interest in product management, and also trying to showcase what I've learned to I wanted to showcase what I've learned to others and spread words to others. And I came up with this particular tweet what Abdul posted, and yeah, there was a need for an ecosystem manager, and I thought I could give that a shot. And here I am, and now I'm working along with Gyan and Rehan to in order to onboard a lot of Indian developers to the ecosystem, and not just Indian developers, but a lot more developers from other parts of the world as well. So that's pretty much what I'm working right now on. Yeah. So maybe now we could start off with the ideation phase. Like where we start pitching up ideas that you guys think that we could potentially build as a exploration team. So yeah, if anyone's up with any idea, you guys are free to pitch here.
Let me pitch
Uh,
something that I've been wanting to pitch. I don't know how much I will have to build, so maybe I can help you all. But I do want to learn Dojo. It's on my to do things for the year, so we gotta help each other, friends. But okay, my idea is since Starknet games are gaining a lot of traction, and now we also have like this propulsion program that's launched. What I want to do is at the events that we are hosting, I want to have like a fun aspect about Starknet, because one thing is like most people think that Starknet is like very dev focused, so only developers go to Starknet events or that kind of vibe. So in order to have more users come and just experience the chain without having without having to do much, without having to learn much, I'm working with different folks in our teams to figure out if we can have a small arcade section in events. So maybe like at Starknet CCs or things like that. In these arcade sections, the experience that I want to give is similar to when you go to an arcade. So instead of those big arcade machines, maybe we have laptops, but each of these arcade and each of these laptops will have like a arcade star. So we already have a project called Stark Arcade, It has 2 3 small projects, but ideally what I want to do is have more arcade kind of projects on the Stark Arcade. So that's one thing I wanted to discuss with Tiru as well, since he's building Stark Shoot. So the thing with arcade games is that they have to be very small and quick. You can't play arcade games for longer. So some small games, but also that give you some kind of instant gratification, like you play those pinball kind of things. When we were younger, we had those things that balance the ball, so pinball, or this kind of thing that keeps bouncing the ball on top, those that game, or maybe like a simpler version of Super Mario. Some of the games I could think of, Akash also suggested Flappy Birds, which is, I think, something interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if people would be interested in building these smaller kind of games, which we can put together in that arcade thing. And then when people play, people just have to come and they can play the games and they get a score. So as the score that they get, like, we want to make it like a nice experience. We'll give out some tickets to them, and then they can come back at the end of the day to redeem like a physical swag. And this makes it like a experiential thing, keeping Starknet itself aside. So how can we make, and with like AA and stuff, I think we can make it quite easy for people to just come through, maybe have like a social recovery associated with their wallet, so they don't even have to log in using Argent or Bravos. Maybe they can just log in using Gmail or some other kind of social media platform, play the games, get the score, and kind of then get an email that, hey, you played this arcade, do you want to associate this email with your Argent wallet to get some points, arcade points or something like that. So this is my idea, which to get like hopefully built by other people, just small games. And the game itself that I want to build on Starknet is called Turing Machine. It's like my all time favorite games. It's a mathematical trick game where there is a three uh, three numbers, a sequence of three numbers that you need to guess in a short amount of time, and you'll get some type of clues to be able to guess that, and it will be a multiplayer game. So multiple people will try to run their sequence through a bunch of clues, and they will try to guess that number in as less attempts as possible. So this is a game that I want to build. I have a physical copy of this game, which if we all ever meet, I will show you. And it's a really addictive game, and I want to build this in like a betting format, like that. For example, if there are multiple people playing, and I am 100% sure that I've guessed the right number, then I can pool in more money, like poker, basically, right? To make other people be like, oh, like, I think this person has guessed it, so let me just take my money and leave from the table. Or if they feel more confident that they have been able to sort of guess it as well, or something like that. So I want to make it a little bit gamified, like a gamble-fi kind of thing, but the crux of the game remains the same. So this is a game that I want to build. So if anyone's interested, then I'm happy to partner up. It will be slow journey building with me because I don't have that much time, but this game is pretty much all the elements of the game are there. It just needs to be codified. That's it. The logic, the cards, like, since I have the physical copy of the game, I have everything, the game logic, everything is there. We just need to assemble the logic and like put it on chain and add the gambling part. So that will be a bit of thought process that we need to put into. So if anyone likes strategy games, then I think this is like a really cool game that I would love to kind of work with someone to build. I'll share more about the game also with you all.
Yep, sure. And like just extending upon what Gyan said, like even I had this idea of having Flappy Bird on, on Starknet, where everyone does know what Starknet, I mean, Flappy Bird is, and it's pretty simple and yet addictive. And maybe we someone could build up something similar to Flappy Bird on Starknet, and we could have like this daily leaderboard thing going on, and where like we have like a pool of money being distributed to the top 10 or top 5. And in this way also, we would also be able to attract a lot more actual users onto our chain. So So this is something that I want to build, and I would like to see this on Starknet as well. So yeah, I guess if there's anyone else with any idea, please feel free. I guess Satyam does have one idea that he shared with me. Feel free to talk about it, Satyam. You're muted.
So, are you talking about the idea that we built as part of hackathon?
No, not hackathon. The Dream 11.
Oh, the Dream 11. The Dream 11, it's yeah, it's being fit into the category of like completely on-chain gaming. Like, the philosophy that is, driven by the dojo team and, the people in dojo.
I don't think it should necessarily be like a game. It can be like a,
We don't have to just build games, you all. We can build anything.
yeah.
Right,
It's,
right.
yeah.
Just pick up
So,
what you like.
yeah. I mean, Dream 11 definitely have a lot of promises, like, especially in India where, people don't want to pay 30% of their winning amount
Yeah.
to the government. Like, that's like the one big sell of the Dream 11. But I'm not really aware of, like, how much oracles are matured in the Starknet space. So that's like, when I thought about this idea, everything was fitting except this oracle part, like, because that's like the main crux of the game. Yeah. So, like for me, the idea, being part of the dojo, for a long time, and I was thinking there is no, like, I mean, this could be very experimental project. There is like no single game who basically, brings mass adoption, like a lot of non-Web3 users to the game thing. Like when people play game, we don't need to care about like they know blockchain or they don't know blockchain. And maybe one of the reason is there is no mobile games or like no mobile games like that, because I was exploring other blockchains, and I guess somebody in the Starknet India only pointed out Farcaster and Wapcast, and it was like it's really exploding. And because they decided to go with mobile first, so I was thinking of like we already have these Argent Bravos wallets on the mobile, and when we can have a very basic starter kit for the games, right? Like there are a lot of game ideas, but just the game starter kit for the mobile, like very basic game implementation. That game can be anything. Let's say flip a coin, but the game wallet and everything should connect with the like you click like connect wallet, it directly opens up your Bravos, or Argent wallet in mobile and gets back once it is connected, gets back to your application. And the technology is again like React Native is the like React Native could be the technology because you can build Android and iOS. But building this package would can help hundreds of other game developers because right now they don't even know that if it is possible to build mobile games with the Starknet. So having this idea that can help a lot of other developers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Package,
Uh,
something like
Sorry, I didn't get it. What you saying?
yeah. I was asking by package, do you mean something like Dojo but for JS and mobile, right?
For JS, Dojo is already there. I'm more talking about like the example game. So right now in the Dojo repository, there are a lot of example games. Like for the Unity, there is one. For React, there is one. For 3JS, React and 3JS, there is one. But there is nothing for the mobile apps right now. So
Uh,
like just just the starter game example that you put like, okay, this is also possible with Dojo. That sort of thing.
got it, got it.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried building that starter pack. I think it was a month back. There is some issues in the dependencies. When we have Dojo working with it, the dependency from the React Native won't build. There was something similar. I communicated that to the Dojo team as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
someone is working on it as well. But I had very similar idea that there is no mobile application on it, and the issue was also pending over there. There was no such example React Native example in general over there. I think there is
Right.
there is Starknet.dart. I'm not really sure if that's been actively maintained or not. So we can build Flutter apps out of it or not. But
Mm.
React Native particularly, I think someone was working on Expose starter kit as well. Some You are working on Export starter kit.
I have it assigned. I'm trying it right now.
So it turned out to be a little tricky. I was working on React native, like without Expo,
Mm.
and
Right.
it is quite challenging. But yeah, I think if we have that sample project, then it will
Right.
definitely help us out in this.
Yeah.
And apart from this, Akash, I want to we discussed about this thing that in African community they have built this ecosystem where they start a project and then they assign developers to it to build smaller projects so that we can onboard more developers and also build projects meanwhile. So, what do you think about that? Like, is should we have some projects finalized and then start building on it, or like what do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like the point of having this whole exploration team where we worked. I mean, the whole now right now we are just having like a bounce offing. I mean, we are just bouncing off ideas
Makes sense.
on what can be built on Starknet and what's missing on. But the whole point is that we as a team will be working on a single project, and this way we will also be focused on the project. At the same time, we'll also be creating few very simpler issues so that if, for example, if Satyam or Thiru are going to be hosting few events in their regions, right? So then they'll be able to show this particular project. They can introduce this particular project to the other developers, and they could start picking up issues. And this can be a way through which we onboard them to our ecosystem. So this
Mhm.
is how we see. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Also, like we don't need to decide on idea like right now, right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just like a discussion phase. Like, please take away these ideas, ponder upon them, feedback on it, probably in some time. Uh, and I think on the similar note, since we've also spoken about games, one other potential way, I think, or another potential industry or like what potential idea I'm thinking about is like having a centralized exchange experience in a decentralized way. These have been these are currently in like ideation phases in a bunch of other L2s, but the entire idea is to like take a right now every DEX, like the most popular one is Uniswap. It works on a k equals x into y model, which is an AMA model. But traditional exchanges have not been run on that model, and these models are usually ripe for disruption from arbitrages, when especially when I'm providing liquidity. So there are like a bunch of other mechanisms which we can use, um, and get people and like basically design another DEX altogether, which provides you with a centralized exchange experience, but in a decentralized way. That's like a pretty good one which I'm thinking about.
And I also think you were also more focused on having few AI integrations on apps. And could you like explain about how that's going to work?
I mean,
A few ideas
so
that you can explain upon that.
yeah, so for AI, it's well again like DeFi and AI. That's like one very obvious use case I can see. For example, we right now have Giza, which is an AI project on Starknet, right? And they've just launched agents as a tool for themselves. What we can do is we can use these financial agents. So agents are basically AI agents are basically ChatGPT, but this ChatGPT can actually go in and do complex transactions for you. For example, you could tell them, this is my ETH token. I want this to be converted into some random meme coin, and that meme coin is available only on this random chain. And this agent will do it for you, all the transactions there are to be done, and then return that one random meme coin to you as like an investment. So it's like a very small example, but that's how agents work. And so like very obvious use cases can be around when I'm providing liquidity on Uniswap. I want the agent to see the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin, which are my liquidity pools, and readjust my liquidity pool over there on Uniswap just according to where the prices fluctuate. There's like another one which is we can take in real world data and help. I could probably say my risk tolerance is 20%, and I would like the agent to go out and come up with a DeFi opportunity that can help me gain 20% in terms of the risk exposure I'm willing to take. So this whole AI thing is like very very interesting. This is something which still lacks in bunch of ecosystems. Actually, it lacks massively. No one really has still come up with the whole AI approach in crypto. And if you want to do something novel and something very new and very fresh, AI and integrating AI into DeFi, integrating AI into gaming. I know that a bunch of, I think Loot Games was the one in Starknet which used leveraged AI to help with NFTs which they were producing. So like, I think AI is like a big thing which can be used in any specific industry you want to use it.
Right. Thanks, Rehan. Is there anyone else with like project pitching ideas?
I have one actually. A few weeks ago, I was doing a project of this protocol called as Quick Finance, like a perpetual option trading protocol built on top of Uniswap V3. The concentrated liquidity thing. So I believe this same whole setup can be brought to Starknet because we already have a ZI concentrated liquidity pool. So I think this can be done. And why? Because if you see the payoff curve of selling a put option, and if you see the payoff curve when LP on the Uniswap receive fee, when the LP receives fee, the payoff curve of that and the payoff curve of selling a put option is almost similar. Mathematically, it's very very similar, right? So which means selling a put option is basically equal to like providing liquidity on Uniswap V3. I mean, in that CL pool, right? So I believe that there is opportunity for this in the Stocknet side because on EVM already like one of the finance are kind of like they are already uh, about to launch on Ethereum and as well as every EVM chains where Uniswap V3 exists. So I think this can be done on a Stocknet as well. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm quite bullish on like perps and options. For example, if you folks know Evo, so when Starknet dropped their airdrop, I was 24/7 on Evo because they had some pre market price prediction as well. So Evo basically takes like is like an options protocol on like Arbitrum, I think, and they modified the entire model, and it's super fast and it provides like another centralized exchange sort of an experience. So I'm with you on like whole options and perps protocol.
Help of this, we kind of like bring the whole sex experience on Texas as well, like most of
And I also want to bump something up. So Abdul did mention about this. We do have like Satoru, like the exploration project. So we are looking actually we are actually looking out for
Can anyone hear Akash? I can't hear Akash.
uh, hello.
I can hear him.
Okay.
I can hear him.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay,
Uh,
sorry. My bad.
yeah, no issues. So I just want to extend upon what Abdul had mentioned. So he did mention about us having this exploration project called Satoru. So we are out looking for founders who could actually make a business out of this uh, per protocol. So yeah, if anyone's up for it, do DM us and we could see how things can go. Uh, yeah, I guess. Is there anyone else who wants to pitch?
Any idea? Like it doesn't have to be mind-boggling. It just needs to be anything. Like any fun idea, any crazy idea, any.
Just like fun stuff, you all. I think stuff like prediction marketplace and all that. Like, I think
Small
someone
industry.
in my team was also asking this Dream 11 kind of stuff, poly markets, and all of these. I think these are like fun, and like Gamblefy is a bit, like if people, it's easy to attract users to Gamblefy, just that you want to keep a sustainable model for people to remain in Gamblify, but I think otherwise it's fun, right? Like if you're gambling on like election poll results or actually, you know what, even something like a Dream 11 for Olympics. I don't know how many people would be interested, but it could be a fun thing because Olympics is coming up and people may want to bet on their own countries, stuff like that. It could be fun. And then we could repurpose that to whatever is the next sport that is like appealing to the masses kind of thing.
I think there was also one suggestion from one of the groups that we need to make something around NFTs to make NFTs more easily deployable. So perhaps a tool to release your own collection, decide the rarity, decide the layers, or just upload the art piece as an individual piece. Like for more around artists, and we can do it for audio and video too. If they like, if we can charge a royalty on it, like something where you can get money from the collection you are making, and like ensure security so that it's not actually like just copyable, and after buying the real item you get the asset in your wallet and you can try to play around with it, something like that.
Yeah, even yeah, I guess that's a pretty good idea to start off actually, and even yeah, that's something that's missing as well. Right, right.
Yeah, we can take inspiration from Metaplex. I really like Metaplex, and I used to use it quite a while when I was building Solana tutorials. So Metaplex is pretty good, and it is actually not that difficult to build because for deploying the ERC 721 we have the contract. Then for doing the rarity for generating AI generated images, also we have there is like a JS repository with which you can generate different types of those overlapping whatever those AI things. So I think everything exists. We just need to bring it all together.
Right, and I also see that I don't think that something like that exists as well,
Yeah,
and
it
yeah,
does. It does.
this would be a pretty good start. Yeah.
You know one thing which I really like and I've been using a lot of these days. There's this app called Botto, Botto. It's basically AI generated artwork, and you take that artwork and the community votes on it, and then the community gets and then they sell the art, and the community gets back a bunch of money which from the proceeds. They have an token as well, which is again like it's just it sounds so bad, like probably it should not work, but it actually works, and they've actually now ended up raising like a bunch of money, and they're actually like, doing really well. I'm actually quite addicted to it. I'm using quite a bit of it. So yeah, something like that as well.
So like, who buys this stuff? I mean, like, who exactly is buying this so that community is getting back the money?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So I was thinking about having just like your arcade gaming session. Yeah. I was thinking about having a card section particularly. This idea was also mentioned in the medium and on the Twitter as well. That poker is also missing. Poker is like very like it's gambling plus card stuff and uh, using Dojo framework. I think the only thing that I have to figure out is how I will shuffle the card exactly because that data should not be public exactly because otherwise people would be able to know this. But I think having cards in card games in general should be something that is quite addictive already, and I think we can take advantage out of it. So just like arcade, card games.
Did you mention about the shuffling part?
Yeah.
I mean, can't we just use like a randomization oracle like over there, and that should sort things, right?
Yeah,
Yes. Just
yeah.
not just random, but we have to make sure that that card is already not played yet. Like that card should not like we have to make sure that it's only one card which is in the deck, and people who have the card are not playing the same cards. So like we have to maintain some kind of order of cards somewhere.
Yeah,
Not quite sure if I understood.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah,
I
maybe
don't.
like extend upon it on the Telegram group. Maybe that could give us a good sense of it. Yeah.
Surely. So then we were saying something.
Yeah, I don't think like shuffling is a issue because there is already like Dojo has these libraries called Origami, which has these all of these functions already created for any developer like shuffling, random number generator, DeFi, ERC 20, 721. All of these contracts for Dojo gamers are already there. Like anybody just need to use them. I
Yeah.
think more main issue would be like if you are creating a card, creating like say this pair of three cards, and they goes over the network. So there is no, I don't think there is any encryption or anything. So you can see everybody's card, like what they'll get as part of the round. I think that would be the issue. I'm not sure about it, because there is no right now encryption or anything. So any transaction happen, you'll be able to see like what are all the set of cards that all other players also got. So I think that would be the main thing.
Yeah, the ZK part is the blocker with things like ZK Poker, where
Right,
how do you hide what is your hand and what are others' hands,
right,
and
right,
then obviously what are the leftover cards. So everything needs to be hidden at all points in time. For this is where we need, our team is working on building some tutorials around creating proofs and verifying them on Starknet. But right now it is not very straightforward because the stone prover itself, we can't really, it's not completely zero knowledge. So there is a bit of risk. It can be done, but even to do it, you generate proofs using stone prover and then verify it using either the what is Marcelo's company, Herodotus has a verifier, and using that verifier to verify that proofs in itself is like a task in itself. So you feel like after this, do you even want to shuffle more cards? So we want to bring down that complexity. I think being able to generate snark proofs and verifying them on chain might be a better route. That verifying them on Starknet could be a better route, which is what we are looking to see if we can do something around that. So maybe
I
once
guess
the proof
I guess that's
generation.
what Felt has been working already on Garaga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if something on that is out, the thing is that needs to be trivial. If that process is not like that process is not easy, then that you will spend a lot of time just in that proof generation and verification, which is not what you should spend on. You should spend time on actually the game logic itself. So that's like one of the blockers, but I think it will become better over the next couple of years. I mean, next couple of months. So yeah, hopefully that problem can be solved.
Right.
I wanted to take one poll from all of you all. What do you think about chain specific social media platforms? Like, do you think something like Farcaster, do you think we should, do you think it is worth building something like Farcaster, which is just on Starknet? Or do you think it's possible to onboard people from Farcaster to any other chains?
I think it's the second thing. I mean, I wouldn't suggest us reinventing the whole wheel again. I mean, we can just try using the already existing user base on WAP. I mean, yeah, and maybe build something upon that for Starknet specific. That's how I see it. Not very sure how that works.
That was my initial thought process as well. And maybe I might be wrong because I haven't really checked the architecture as much. But everything is very pace centric. Like if you need to buy stuff, like you need to buy stuff on base, you need to have those coins. And so I don't know whether it is more like a open environment to build integration of other chains on top of it, and whether that will even be a good experience. That I don't know. And of course, if we build our own, then it's more like a go-to market thing. Like, where do we even get the users?
Hmm.
That's a
Right.
bigger problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I have been reading the social narrative quite a bit. And I think for me also, it makes sense that a mass amount of people were able to get onboarded onto Web 2 tech thanks to the social narrative. Like, from online shopping to e-commerce to everything else is thanks to the social narrative. Ads on Instagram, you buy something, like, it's just that that social narrative is somehow, I think, missing in in a large part of the Web3 world. But I don't know if building a Farcaster like thing is a solution or is it something else. Yeah, I think it's worth thinking about a little bit.
Yeah. That's true.
Right.
Farcaster is really exploding though. Like I use it daily. Like they're like it's really it keeps user hooked, and
Yeah.
yeah, as well as the performance, and a lot of good people are getting onboarded. I think Vitalik already there. A lot of like crypto OGs are there, and I think user base right now is close to 400K, which is really big deal.
Pretty good for a Web3 app.
Yeah, yeah,
Paid. Now it is
right.
paid. People are still paying and joining. That means it's,
Yeah,
I don't know if it actually is like making revenue. I'm sure that's revenue which people join. They might also be spending some in like the marketing part of it, but I'm sure they must be making more revenue than what they're spending on the
Right.
platform.
yeah, yeah, might be, but I think most of the revenue they take is because they don't want us to deploy accounts, like when they are creating all of those on-chain accounts and everything. So behind the scene, they are doing it for you, like like on the all the account storage, and there are like 5 or 6 transactions even on the base chain. But like when I asked a couple of my non-Web3 friends to like just sign up, I invited them. Like I so there is a very good feature that I can pay for someone else by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
work token. So I invited them, and they were able to like do the sign up just like it's a non-Web3 thing. They just
yeah.
have to copy this 16 digit 16 words, and apart from that there was no blockchain element involved. So behind the scene, they are doing all of those transactions for you. So I think, uh, I mean, that's why they are charging initially this $5 per year thing. But yeah, they must be making some amount at least from even that amount. So yeah,
Yeah, I think the social narrative is something we should think about. I am plus
yeah,
one to mobile apps. Definitely anything that comes on the mobile which is easier
right.
to use, I would I would try that. Not so much on the payment side, I feel. Even now, I think there are lots of apps that got released during ETH Denver, which were focusing on mobile payments. But
Mm,
you can't use more than one kind of payment, right? Like sometimes you are just like you use something for off ramping. So you have one app for that. And then you use one app for just like maybe having your portfolio or whatever. And unless you're an intense trader and you are a airdrop farmer or something, you don't have that many wallets or something that you manage. So those payment apps on mobile don't seem to be doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, which is bringing
right,
masses via the mobile kind of accessibility. So I think some social element that can be put on mobile. I have been wanting to do like a decentralized Instagram where you just upload pictures, goes onto IPFS, you comment and whatever, add stories or and stuff like that. Uh, Maybe that could be like a mobile social app that could bring in people, and then I think we would need to definitely invest on having influencers use that, post
right,
pictures, stories, and all of that. And I think that I feel like that could be a good way to just get more people. But more than building, I think it's the GTM that is more complex in these kind of scenarios. So
right.
Right.
yeah,
That's
thinking
true.
about.
For the Instagram thing, maybe we can like kind of make a marketplace where someone can sell their photographs and all these things by making it an NFT. We list those NFTs, and people who want to add a specific photograph, so all these NFTs will have a white mark, like a mark which shows that this is taken by someone. And if they want to really buy it, they can click on buy, and the real photo without the marking will come on their wallet, and they can show it as a claim thing. But so like all these art will be shown in Instagram format. So basically, the most like post, if someone buys it, automatically the price surging happens, and it's the like one of the expensive
Oh yeah.
and something like that.
Uh, wasn't this like something that's already there on Insta? I guess it was
I'm not
like a
sure.
beta version that was
I'm not
released.
sure. It's not Starknet.
No, no, no. I'm talking about Instagram. On
Oh,
Instagram. Yeah.
uh,
Something was there, but I don't know if they continued
And
that.
you also.
I don't think it saw the light of the day. That's because there
Right,
wasn't
right.
so much demand for it. See, the thing with Insta is also it's not just a like a place where people upload posts. It's a place where people upload their posts to get validation. So
Yeah,
it's the social aspect of it of Insta that is kind of running Instagram. If my friends don't comment on my pictures or whatever, they like, stuff like that, it isn't really that attractive, is it? Just like posting pictures or looking at others' pictures. So I think that aspect may be interesting, but Yeah, this onboarding users, I don't know. We really have to think about that. How we can innovative and creative ways of onboarding users to show them that, oh, like this is something that where we allow free speech or whatever, like, I think the decentralization aspect of things, maybe that, and then like IPFS storage, or I don't know. But these are all tech terms, right? So it's not that impressive to people. So, but yeah, it's a nice idea.
The whole point of like the way that we could onboard a lot of users is to abstracting all these stuffs. That's the only way. They don't want to know what's going on behind the scenes. They just want to enjoy. That's all. I mean, that's what Farcast has been doing, I guess, and they've been pretty good in that. Maybe if we do have like a product where there's a lot going behind, but people do not want to know about it, but it's kind of productive to them. Like that's how the whole product can thrive. It's always. Yeah. Uh, I guess that's pretty much it. I guess. Or do anyone else have any ideas?
Akash, one thing I will say, which I basically faced when I was like onboarding to Cairo, like, so there are not much resources available to learn Cairo. Like as compared to like if I have to learn Solidity, there are like tons of YouTube videos, courses, and everything. But for Cairo, like you don't have much. You just have the Cairo book, which is like exceptional, but it lacks a lot of example. You just don't have much examples and those things. So
Right.
we might kind of like work on these aspects to kind of like onboard more developers, more young developers. We
Right.
really need these things, the development framework and those things.
Yeah, I mean, if you did say this like 9 months ago, I would actually accept this. But then right now, I guess that we do have like really good developer resources. And are you aware? Are you aware of Solidity by example? Solidity by example. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, yeah, hello,
Hello. Hello.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
we
audible,
have
guys.
something.
So
We have something called Starknet by
Starknet by
example, which
example,
is
right? Yeah.
similar to
It is
Solidity
very
by
similar to
example.
that.
It has a bunch of example codes, but I do understand that just one small piece that is missing, which I acknowledge from the education team, is end-to-end examples. I don't think there are too many end-to-end examples. We are working on two end-to-end tutorials, which I will post soon. One is how to build your own NFT marketplace on Starknet. That tutorial is almost ready, so I'm reviewing that. And then we have another simple tutorial about I think how to build a voting DApp or something like that. So that I definitely agree that there is a missing piece to that. Even the video tutorials, you are right. It's not exactly like a Patrick Collins kind of learn solidity step by step thing which exists. But it could be something that we can make for sure. Like because we have all the elements that are required to make the tutorial. It's just there is no like a Starknet influencer who's gone and made that stuff for people to get onboarded in that. So that's good feedback for my team for sure. That we will take and maybe work on it. And if you have any ideas, just throw it my way, and I'll try to make that happen. In terms of courses, like to see tutorials you think we are missing, and then we can also throw it back to the community in terms of building those tutorials as well. So people who might be interested in working on those kind of things also, we can put something up together.
Yeah, yeah, sure, I will ping you. Yeah.
And if
Also,
you do like go visit, so I mean, Starknet by example, right? So you do have like an explanation, a code of it, like the whole code, and you also have like a link where it will redirect you to the remix ID. So you'll actually be able to like compile and deploy the contract as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll check it.
I guess yeah. I mean, if there's any other feedback, maybe you guys can mention it out. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much.
Yeah, I think we are good. Let's put some of these ideas to paper. I don't know, Akash, what do you want to do? Maybe we share a Google Doc or some type of doc where I think some work has already started. I see the messages. But if we know like who's working on what and what kind of support you would need from us, we can work together And if you would like weekly calls, bi-weekly calls, whatever works for everyone, we could do that. Just an update on how your project is going, what you would need from us. If you're stuck somewhere, just in general brainstorming to see how we can help you get out of that space where you are stuck. And also like the next steps, where can we go from here, like how can, what help would you need from us, like do you need users, do you need people to beta test, or do you need like support from, like can we do builders grant or whatever. So I think we can discuss that on these calls, and just like general brainstorming. I would say that by next week, more or less, we should have a good idea on what we want to start exploring. Since this is exploration team, let's just start exploring like something, right? Let's not get stuck on like, is this a good idea or not? Because that will be a loop where we will just go into it. Let's start exploring. If we build something, it doesn't work, we fail fast, we move to the next thing. I think that's a good strategy to
Right.
go for. What do you
And
think, Akash and
yeah,
Rehan?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also one more thing, like the whole point of having the session was, a way that you everyone can also work on their own individual projects, and also the other point is, us having like a whole exploration team and building on a very specific thing as well. And that's like the point of how we see that this can go forward. And as me and Gyan also mentioned that this can also be a way through which we could also be developing, I mean, onboarding new developers to the ecosystem through events and all those kind of stuffs. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Rehan, do you have anything else to say from your side?
You both are way ahead of me in covering things, so I'm not going to talk so much now.
Nothing like that. Okay, I guess, yeah, guys, I guess that's about it. Thank you guys for
Okay.
joining in.
Thanks everyone for joining. If you're in Bangalore this weekend, I mean tomorrow, do join us for our Starknet meetup that we are hosting at Zoo House. It'll be between 12 to 3:30. We may have a small section where we play influence, but I have to influence Akash to add that section to the meetup. But just come by, like if you're there, we'll chat and we'll just like hang out and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone. Have
Thank
a
you
good
guys.
one. Yeah.
Have a
Have
good
a
day.
good
Bye.
week. Yeah. Good night.